Let's move on to the next clip now. This one.
Action from here, we had 2 against 1 at the end. So they attack, sometimes you have to punish. The cross is incredible, it's perfect, and the finishing for Bernardo as well. So in that situation in football, sometimes think, strategic, rely on your instinct, you know? In that moment, Bernardo, you don't have to think, rely on your instinct, just technique, it's not power, it's just use perfect the body, and yeah, the quality make the rest.
And sometimes I imagine we've scored so many beautiful goals with you as our manager. Are you just in awe of finishes like that? Because that's incredible, isn't it, from Bernardo?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So they are gifted. That guys, they are incredible talent. Look the control from Riyadh, don't lose it, you know? Is it in your 80-yard box, you know that? All the people here, when they that, boom, out. Here have to use the body too, and with the perfect position for Fernandinho, and Fernandinho make the transition. Without Riyadh in that movement, everything would not be possible.
What about with chess, Magnus? Is there any opportunities where you can turn like a defensive situation into an attacking in a matter of moves?
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, it's the same principle. Sometimes if you push forward in chess and you can sit, you can defend, and sometimes you get opportunities to counterattack, and there's again the space in behind. So it's quite similar.
What about the strategy, Pep, in games like this? Like when it's sometimes difficult to break down an opponent?
Yeah, sometimes we respect one type of game. Sometimes you honestly you wait some, and after the opponent thought completely opposite. The trick is in during the first minutes, say, oh, we have to do it differently, 1 or 2 aspects. Yeah, sometimes maybe it's the most difficult thing.
And Magnus, what about you? Changing tactics, do you often do that when things potentially aren't going your way, or is it a case of you have a game plan from the outset and you try and stick to it?
It's so nice to listen to this, by the way. Just trying to learn. Yeah, I think sometimes you change strategies based on what your opponent is doing. Sometimes if you're if it's not going too well, if it's hard to break down, sometimes you change, or sometimes also you stick to the same plan, and if your opponent doesn't make mistakes, you don't score. It's the same thing. So you have to just make it difficult for them.
This is a different type of goal, an untypical Pep goal, if I may say. It's the unpredictability.
But it works, Pep.
The people say, how are we going to attack? And I'll tell me how the opponent is going to defend me. And here, Brighton, for my friend Roberto De Cher, we decided to play man-to-man. So man-to-man, it means just Eddie is alone. And every player has his own man. And in the right moment, Erling runs, and it's a man-to-man. If you win that duel, normally, I'm not a big fan of that, but it's like a counter-attack. You have to use it sometimes. It's like Tiger Woods in a 5-iron.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yes. So, and you have to use it. So when that happens, Erling have 2 or 3 defenders. We don't do that, never, ever. But when it's man-to-man, 1 against 1, why you don't use it there sometimes? So we use it and it works. So you have to adapt, you know, have to attack differently. You attack completely different in one way and the other one. And these are 2 examples for Nottingham Forest first clip, and this is example. It's perfect.
It absolutely is perfect.
Another final, another display of attacking mastery. What do you remember about this, Magnus?
This was like a typical counterattack. Like I was being pressured most of the game. Then he made 1 mistake. And as you could see, like the space, there are like open spaces around my king. But at some point, like he let one of my pieces in, and then the counterattack just flew. Like all of my pieces got in attacking positions all of a sudden, and like just like 4 or 5 quick moves, you know, was checkmate on the other side.
It was indeed, but you actually played a game against Ian which lasted so long, 7.5 hours, 136 moves. First things first, how were you feeling after that marathon when you played against him?
I felt good. I was ready to play more.
Yeah.
Because that was the key breakthrough. That was the moment I've been waiting for the first 6 games of that match. And I remember, like, I was so calm, so focused for the last 2.5 hours. I was playing with fairly little time on my clock, but I knew like this is my chance. Like if I win this game, I'm probably winning another world championship. So I knew that was my moment. And afterwards, I was just so calm. And yeah, I even told like my manager after, like, yeah, I was ready to go like 3 more hours if I needed to. I was going to get that win.
Pep, how does 7.5 hours on the touchline sound to you?
No way. He felt like that, but I cannot imagine 7 hours being focused in one thing. Being 7 hours there is because, of course, it's his passion, his love, the best. And that's why can do it, can handle it. That's why he's world champion many, many times.
Well, listen, I could sit here, and I think everybody watching at home feels the same. We could listen to you guys and spread your wisdom for hours on end, but unfortunately, that's all we've got time for. A massive thank you, Pep and Magnus, for joining us. A massive thank you to Puma for making it all possible. This was Pep Guardiola and Magnus Carlsen's greatest moves.